Before we start, I want to thank you for tuning in. If you're enjoying this content and would like to stay up to date with new episodes, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and turn the notifications button on. And if you'd like to support this content, then I would appreciate a review or comment if you're listening to this on a podcast platform. Enjoy.
First of all, our mission is to empower youth to make positive change. It's simple, but how we do this is what differentiates us, I think. We try to pioneer creative ways to produce tools that educate kids on global social challenges and what they can do to make a change on these challenges. And what we use is art and storytelling. These are the two main things we use in all of our work.
Welcome to a new season of the One Day Podcast. I'm your host, Omar Al-Majali, and each week I'm here to discuss powerful concepts around business, mindset, or life, and often share the stage with some of the brightest and most interesting minds of the Middle East to help me do so. Happy to have you here. Enjoy this one.
This is the One Day Podcast. Ramadan Kareem جميعاً وينعاد عليكم بالصحة والعافية. We are still committing to the theme of social entrepreneurship for this month. And the endeavor we are covering today is extremely unique, and they're offering nothing like I have ever heard of before. Very original from our region. So I thought definitely worth the highlight. And I'm talking about the Orenda Tribe, which is an organization and a brand that uses art and storytelling to raise awareness about crucial topics and empower communities. Art is a tool that transcends culture, language, and race, which is why I thought what these guys are doing is special and powerful. The Orenda Tribe also partners up with different organizations across the world to influence policy and behavior change on major social topics. And with us to talk about the Orenda Tribe is the tribe leader himself, Zaid Souqi, a young professional who left his career in banking and engineering to embark on a self-reflection journey, which changed the trajectory of his career and life and got him on the path of social entrepreneurship and to where he is today. أهلا وسهلا زيد, نورتنا.
أهلا, كيفك عمر؟ كل عام وأنت بخير. You explained Orenda Tribe perfectly. يعني better than I ever could explain what we do.
Well, I'm sure I want to know more details about the idea.
Yes.
شوف زيد, I'm proud to say that إحنا بالأردن عندنا a very active social entrepreneurship scene.
Yes.
Social entrepreneurial scene. But what you are doing is unique, and it's very, very different. And when I was reading about it, and I came across your profile a couple of times, and people had sent me some of the stuff that you guys are doing, I thought it's very nice, it's very original, and it's very unique. Honestly, it's not being done elsewhere the way you guys are doing it. Can you tell us a bit more about your mission with the Orenda Tribe? اشرح لنا أكتر عن الفكرة, why art as a medium of expression, and just whatever you can share with us.
Yes, definitely. First of all, our mission is to empower youth to make positive change. It's simple, but how we do this is what differentiates us, I think. We try to pioneer creative ways to produce tools that educate kids on global social challenges and what they can do to make a change on these challenges. And what we use is art and storytelling. These are the two main things we use in all of our work. And we can divide our work into two things: the partnerships, or in conventional business we can call it B2B. We partner with different entities, whether it's schools, NGOs, private companies, to tackle issues, social issues that are important for both the Orenda Tribe and the organization. And we do that through doing co-branded campaigns, using art murals, art workshops, publications, children's stories, and so on. And we have the impact through retail, or the B2C part, which is products that we create. Also, same products, children's stories. We have a space of our own. We have art workshops that people can come to, where we educate youth on different social challenges like climate change and so on, and what these youth can do to make change on these topics.
كتير حلو. And art is not خصوصا انك to cover او اذا بدك to influence change be some critical topics زي the ones that you guys are tackling, ما بيخطر للواحد art as the first medium or the first idea. So what was your kind of why art, and were you challenged when you had first come up with the idea? Were people shocked in art and especially in our region?
Yes, 100%. The big challenge when I started the idea, I was telling people, especially the way it started. By the way, we started as a T-shirt company. Literally, I used to go to different marginalized areas with a small team. We did art workshops for the kids, and then we took the artwork, we put it on T-shirts, sell these T-shirts, and give back to the same communities. And when I told this idea to my friends and people around me, they were like, so you're quitting your job to do a T-shirt company? And my thought process was, first of all, I wanted to do something with education. And that was my goal when I was coming up with the idea. And I thought education is expensive in our region. And to put people into schools and so on is very expensive. So I kept on thinking of ways how we can educate youth and educate kids in a fun way, not in the traditional way. And when I came across art, I realized that art is a global, universal language. Everyone speaks art. If we sit in front of each other and we don't speak the same language, we can draw something for each other. We can connect through art. Whether you're a kid, you're an adult, everyone speaks the language. And that was the main reason I used art, and it's engaging. So when you compare it to the traditional ways of education, you find that it's very engaging for the kids. So when you compare art to the conventional educational ways, kids like art more. And as we did more workshops and we went to more communities, we started introducing storytelling. So we added storytelling to the equation afterwards, and we realized that combining both art and storytelling together makes a very immersive experience for the kids and an engaging tool.
كتير حلو. And as you just mentioned, إنه at the core of your mission هم الأطفال أو youth أو children, educating children, raising awareness through children friendly stories. Why children? ليش قررت تركز على هاي الفئة إذا بدك من المجتمع اللي هم youth أو children? Why is it so core in everything you do?
Okay, when I came up with the idea, it was around 2016, even before 2014. فكان في كتير عم بيصير حروب، وكان كتير عم بيصير wars، وكان كتير kids عم بيدخلوا على refugee camps وبنولدوا برefugee camps. I was just sitting with myself and thinking إنه هذا الجيل الجديد كله راح يكبر، هم راح يصيروا leaders تاعون the future.
طبعا.
And we have to work with the youth عشان all of these problems that are taking place today and back in that period. لازم to inspire hope, to work with them in order عشان يكونوا هم future leaders. And that's why we focus on youth and we work with kids.
حلو. and زي ما حكيت earlier Zaid, some of the topics that you are tackling, they're complex. عم تحكي عن climate change, عم تحكي عن children's rights, عم تحكي عن gender topics, but yet your audience is the youth. How do you translate such complex topics la concepts and stories and characters that children can understand and absorb?
Yes, basically these topics are going to affect these kids. If you think about it, climate change is going to affect them in the future. Children's rights is affecting them now. So our approach is basically simplifying the story. We usually start with a children's story that is inspired from the kids. So we do something similar to focus groups, but we're using art usually with the kids. They just express themselves on the topic. We speak with them about it. They draw things, and then out of their drawings and their work, we create a story. We tell them the story, and then we start engaging them with the characters of the story using different art activities. Sometimes we draw a mural inspired from the characters and their words, and it's all community inclusive. It's all inclusive to them. For example, in one of the projects on children's rights with Save the Children, we worked in Lebanon, Egypt, and Jordan. And we created a story that we told to the kids, it was about a girl that lives, that has two scenarios in her life. One scenario, she's supported by her family, she becomes successful, she gets married and so on. And in the other scenario, she finds herself out of school randomly and marrying a stranger who used to come to their house when she's a teenager. And this is a reality that happens to a lot of kids. So when we just told them the stories, and on each scenario, they did drawings guided by us to express their opinion on each scenario. And then we asked them to create letters for decision makers. Like, what would you say to the decision makers to change this? What laws would you change? And so on. Just express in your own words and drawings and so on. We then created a publication from this artwork, and it was sent to decision makers across the region. And Save the Children International are working with these decision makers in order to change these laws and so on. So we try to simplify it and use their expressions as is.
كثير حلو. رهيب انكم قاعدين عم تستعملوا اليوث والchildren كجزء من العمليه. It's a very bottom up approach. انه هم they are part of the expression, part of the curation of content, and the ideas that's coming from them. Because sometimes we can come up with ideas, but we can be so disconnected from our audience. But since you guys are engaging your audience in the process, which is حلو كثير.
Yes.
طب let's talk about some of the initiatives. حلو هاي القصة اللي عطيتنا إياها عن Save the Children. أعطينا other examples, Zaid, of stuff that you are doing. And I checked out your website. There are really cool stuff that you guys are doing. زي عندكم murals بعمان around gender diversity, or in schools around bullying, أو publications أو games على recycling. أعطينا هيك some examples of either recent projects or some cool things that you guys are up to. And the topics that you are tackling through this medium, whether it's a publication, mural, or a game.
Definitely. I'm going to share with you some of my favorite projects. So one of the first ones was with the Modern Montessori School and Gaza refugee camp. And it was about integrating communities together, because sometimes communities are isolated and they don't know what's happening in the other community. So we got students from Modern Montessori School to go to Gaza refugee camp. And students from the camp worked with the students from the school. We coupled each two together, and we told them to tackle any global challenge that they like. Choose the challenge. Why does it hurt the community? And then create a superhero that would solve this global challenge. Draw the superhero, create the name, what's his superpower, and so on. And then we took this artwork and we did an exhibition at Modern Montessori School. And all the kids from the camp with their parents went to the school to celebrate this exhibition with the other kids. So they all went to the school together. We made the superheroes into big يعني هيك زي sculptures. We put them on notebooks and mugs to sell, to help the community and so on. And it was really nice. يعني one of the superheroes was Crash, for example. Crash cures cancer through his healing blood, and the blood that heals. Another superhero collects waste. His hand is a magnet that can collect waste, and he doesn't have a nose. So that عشان ما يشم الريح. So very creative ideas. One of the most recent ones is with PepsiCo. We are working with them on recycling and reusing plastic. So they are putting a lot of effort in the region to collect and recycle plastic waste. And they want to educate the audience on this. So if you just put the recycling machines without the education, it doesn't work. So we are complementing their program by educating youth on how to recycle, how to reuse plastic, what the benefits are. So we created an impact box. When the kid gets this impact box, he becomes a change agent on the topic. It has a story, campaign ideas, and so many things. And it's based on a character named Faisal, who helps plastic bottles get a second life through an adventure. And then we developed a game based on the box. So the characters of the box are in the game, and it's for free. Any kid in the world can download this game on Google Play or Apple Store. It's called Adventure of a Plastic Bottle, and it educates them on this topic.
رهيب.
so many projects يعني في
رهيب
food security كثير أشياء.
كثير فخم إنكم بلشتوا بفكرة which is art وهلا you're evolving into so many other mediums. وشفت أنا I was checking out some of the organizations that you guys are working with. You've got prominent names عندكم شلهوب Group, PepsiCo, King's Academy, which I'm proudly an alumni of. I was
okay, that's cool
to see their logo there. So when you work with these organizations, تشتغل معهم على a particular program that means sense to them ولا are they typically financial supporters? Because مثلا شفت a project of yours انكم اشتغلتوا مع بنك الأهلي around digital literacy for kids. That's like
بنك
very
الاتحاد.
بنك الاتحاد sorry بنك الاتحاد which is very cool. فشو sort of partnerships انتوا لما تعمل partnership بيجي بيقولوا لكم زيد احنا عندنا هالفكره وبدنا اياكم تطبقوها من خلال نظرتكم او مثلا تعاملكم مع الاطفال او فهمكم لذات audience ولا is it sometimes financial contributions؟
لا هلا نحن المهم يكون it aligns with our values and our mission. فنحن like I said before in our mission is to empower youth to make change. That's step one, and we have different values. Then when we sit with the partner, we see what's their for example if it's a bank, what's their CSR, what's their corporate social responsibility, what are they working on. If we align together, then they partner with us in order for us to create the tools using our methodology. And usually companies give us freedom. When we show them the projects we did in the past, they just give us freedom in order to come up with the ideas and discuss it with them as long as it contributes to both our missions.
Hello. And your reach is worldwide. You guys are selling all over the world, صح? أعطينا some of the countries where you guys are or have reached. Because I heard US مرة in one of your interviews or something. Miami أو شيء. صح?
Yeah, I just received an order from Canada actually just now.
Amazing.
In Toronto. Yeah, so we sold in so many different countries: Canada, Hong Kong, Italy, Spain, Australia, Arab countries. عمل بيهم t-shirts, craft boxes, the B2C part, the retail part, which are products that also, for example, our t-shirts are organic cotton t-shirts. Some of them have drawings from kids, others tell other messages, and so on. The craft boxes teach kids different things. Like now we have a craft box called the kindness box. And I really like this idea. Afnan, our creative director, came up with it. As Easter and Ramadan coincide, usually we do a box for every event. But we thought both are about kindness.
Yes.
So let's create the kindness box. And it's not about religion. It's about kindness. It's about teaching kids how to be kind. And it has many different activities, one of which is the 30 days of kindness. So there are stars in the box. Each star has an act of kindness. When the kid does this act of kindness, he takes it, he colors it, and then he sticks it to a tree, which is also in the box, in addition to arts and crafts and so on. So similar products we have.
كثير حلو. كثير حلو هاي الفكرة.
Thank you.
And like it's very engaging. فيها gamification. إنه مستار
100%. Yes.
You're getting.
تعرف إيش؟ في وحدة she's an adult. كتير حبيت الفكرة. She called and she ordered a box for her للشغل عندها.
رهيب.
They use this للكبار إنه act of kindness. كل يوم واحد بالشركة بيعمل act of kindness. It's nice.
كتير حلوة الفكرة. What do you think of expanding to an older audience? Well, for now, your focus is on children and youth.
Actually, we are designing a box for adults. It's about mental health.
ممتاز.
Because arts and crafts, art is therapeutic, and things like embroidery is therapeutic. And we're developing a cool idea about mental health that adults can use. And it raises awareness on the issue and on the topic.
رهيب. I'm so vocal about mental health. Extreme. عم بشتغل هلا مع شركة part time in the mental health space. So I'm extremely passionate about the space. فيعطيكم العافية. Good luck with that mission.
الله يعافيك. Thank you.
Zaid, something that I care about so much when I look at businesses or initiatives that I interview are the names. The Orenda Tribe it's very unique. Someone have to Google what Orenda is عشان and when I did, كثير حبيت الاسم. فاشرح لنا your own words, what does Orenda mean, and شو خطر على بالك؟
Orenda is a power that we all have. Everyone has this power, and it enables us and it empowers us to make change in our lives and the lives of people around us. And this is exactly what the Orenda Tribe's mission is. And this is what I was going through when I was coming up with the idea and the name and so on. I was in a transitional period, moving from one career path to another, trying to figure out what I want to do in life. And when I found this word, I stumbled upon it. I was like, this is it. This is exactly what we're trying to do and what I'm constantly trying to do on a personal level. So that's why we went with the Orenda Tribe. And tribe because it's community inclusive. It's not only me. It's us working together.
حلو كتير الاسم إنه it's unique. Orenda Tribe. رهيب.
Yes.
And so do you truly believe that every human has what you call the mystical force within us and that spark to serve others and impact?
Yes, 100%. Serve others and serve yourself.
Me too.
Yes.
I believe that
yes.
too.
Yeah.
I believe it's an impulse within all of us, but some people need to be some are connected and quiet enough to listen to this impulse and they act on it, and others are just disconnected from that impulse. But I do believe it's something that's inherent in all of us. We all have this calling, and كل spiritual teachers and whoever you want to talk to, everything boils down to eventually serving others. في عندك your own journey on this earth, but في عندك your journey with serving others and giving back. We all have it within us. It feels natural. It feels, you're at home when you're actually giving back. I resonated with the name كتير.
Yeah, you just need to believe that you have it. I think that's the first step. And before serving others, a lot of people are even neglecting themselves.
100%.
So, and that's the nice thing about this word, Orenda. It's about serving others and serving yourself. And you start by listening to yourself.
اسمع, فاقد الشيء لا يعطيه. إذا أنت نفسك you're not nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, you won't be able to show up to the world the way you need to or serve others the way you need to. So 100%. طب هلا you mentioned you were going through a self-discovery journey in the midst of the Orenda Tribe. I read a bit about your story and basically the self-reflecting path that you went on that sparked a movement within you. I believe we all go through crises in life, and a career crisis is one of those very common crises we go through. I'm in the midst of one right now, so that's why I want to get into the conversation with you. But when you go through a crisis or you have these questions, some people act on these questions. Some people maybe are fearful and they stay in their current arrangements. In your case, you took risks, you made moves, you explored. فبدي أدخل بهالموضوع شوي. احكي لنا عن how did that self-reflection process look like to you? كيف أخذتك لوين أنت اليوم with the Orenda Tribe?
Yes. So at the beginning of my career, أنا أصلاً من قبل my beginning of my career, when I was trying to figure out what I want to study at school, I didn't know what am I passionate about. ما عندنا هذا الculture.
عندك الguidance.
If I had this culture in school, where you are exposed to so many different things to realize what you want to do, it would have been easier. But I didn't know, so I studied computer systems engineering. Because everyone tells you computer is the future.
That exactly.
Exactly. بعدين in the middle of the studying, أنا صرت أفكر, okay, this is computer engineering. إيش عم بعمل؟ It's not my thing. But I خلصتها. وبعدين I started experimenting with things. عملت finance, عملت in the banking كنت, بعدين عملت logistics. And it's nice when you start with something, you are driven عشانك you're doing something new, عم تتعلم كثير أشياء, you're growing. فخلص بتركز بهذا الشيء, ما بتطلع outside of it. At least me, عندي goal, خلص صير goal oriented. But then when you لما يصير عندك شوية space to look, I realized إنه نحن we spend 8 hours a day minimum بالشغل at work, وبعدين هذا راح يصير إنه it's a big part of my life. So do I want my life to be like this? What do I want out of life? بدي أكون أشتغل بلوجيستكس and operations ولا بدي أعمل إشي تاني. وبلشت هاي الأسئلة تنزل علي what is life وكل هالقصص هاي reflection.
These are the questions that you need to ask.
Exactly. I by coincidence while I was asking myself these questions إجاني opportunity أروح على أعمل MBA بإسبانيا مدريد. قلت perfect, I'll take some space, I'll reflect while I'm growing also عشان عم بدرس يعني. I'll try to figure things out. وحظي الجامعة كانت perfect. It was a very diverse university. أول مرة كنت بدخل على بعمل meditation ومايندفولنس وهاي الأشياء كانت بالماسترز ما عمره حدا حكى لي عنها أبدا. And they started doing exercises with us about what you want out of life. And I realized that out of these exercises and purpose is something bigger than us. It doesn't ما بخلص.
Yes.
As a goal, it's a very big goal. يعني أنا بروح وبضل لسه ما نعمل الجول. I thought there's something in this. وبعدين I started looking at social enterprises وكتير حبيت إيش عم بيعملوا. إنه amazing companies. They are making a big difference بالعالم. But at the same time, they are sustaining themselves. They are growing. They are a business. It's perfect. إذا بقدر أنا شغلي كل يوم أروح على الشغل make an impact وبرضه يكون عندي a salary. Perfect.
ممتاز.
وبس سألت حالي هذا السؤال إجاني كيف things just happen هيك for a reason. كنت عم بمشي مع صاحبي بالشارع قال لي رايح على ساوث أفريقيا. قلت له إيش في بساوث أفريقيا؟ قال لي في program اسمه زينجو بتروح على leadership program تشتغل مع NGO هناك في work social work عندك life coach ومنتور للشغل. وقلت له ما كنت عارف بس أكيد رايح يعني هلا بس قلت لي it's exactly what I need يعني. I applied to this program. I was lucky. رحت مع organization كتير فخمة. They cared for orphans and vulnerable children ب rural areas ب Johannesburg. Amazing team, amazing energy. كتير تعلمت منهم يعني أشياء فخمة. واللايف كوتش اللي كان معنا والناس it was a life changing experience.
حلو.
I decided okay, that's the path I want to follow. I pitched Orenda Tribe to my classmates. رجعنا على الجامعة. They loved it. Everyone encouraged me to do it. ورجعت I quit my job after 8 months actually. رجعت على عمان. اشتغلت 8 أشهر. كنت عم بطبق شو تعلمته بالMBA وهيك أشياء بس لسه Orenda Tribe is here يعني.
خلاص.
وصعب هذا decision. صعب to quit a really good paying job and a really good position.
طبعا.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of courage.
بس يعني if you don't take the risk you don't reap the reward يعني.
Sometimes the biggest risk is just staying where you are.
And sometimes بنكبر الريسك براسنا to be honest.
في منه.
إذا بتفكر فيها إيش يعني in my case I'm ما عندي I'm a single person ما عندي أولاد مش متجوز ولا شيء. أوكي هلا خلصت MBA عندي experience بشغلي. If I quit, if I fail, it's an extra experience. I put it on the CV. I tried to open a company. It even gives me more experience. But actually, when I thought about it this way, لا عادي الريسك is بتاخد يعني عادي.
حلو هذا الريفريمينج عشان بعطيك courage إنه whatever happens إنه at the end of the day it's a learning experience. هاي الشفت and mindset البسيطة بس it will remove a lot of fear a lot of insecurity بس would push you forward.
Yes.
It's not easy Zaid by the way the decision اللي أخذته especially in our culture إنك تترك إشي stable income to pursue a social entrepreneurial endeavor أكيد مو سهل. How did your family or friends react? أكيد كان في some challenges. أكيد كان لازم إنك تفهمهم this is what I want بس خد لك تفهمهم. how was that experience? كان في عندك certain resistance من عائلتك من أصحابك إنه إيش عم بتسوي؟
أصحابي كأني عم بحكي معهم language تانية كانت إنه أنا عم بحكي لهم إيش بدي أعمل هم بيطلعوا علي إنه إيش عم تحكي. إنه I can see it in their eyes يعني إنه جد هيك.
جن هذا لا ساعد.
أهلي أول إشي ما استوعبوا الفكرة بس إخواني حبوا الفكرة.
حلو.
ولما إخواني عندي أخين أنا لما حبوا الفكرة they helped explain it to my parents.
رهيب.
ولما فهموها they were كتير supportive. Actually my كتير عندي supportive family. My grandmother is one of my biggest supporters. لما عرفت الفكرة كانت دائما تبوش يلا زيد ما بدك تعمل فكرة يلا. She was one of the people who supported me. ففاميلي support لهلا يعني الصراحة يعني I'm lucky and blessed to have such a supportive family.
أكيد because it was contagious from you seeing that mission. وبعدين أنت هلا قبل شوي حكيت كتير أشياء مهمة زي إنه سبحان الله كيف things show up when you are ready. But I think you have to be ready, and I think you have to be asking these questions. You know, I always believe the teacher will arrive when the student is ready, or the answer will arrive when you're asking the right question. فأنت, I don't think it was a coincidence. I think it was you were meant to be on this path. تروح على Johannesburg, experience what you experienced, take that with you back home للأردن وطبق إشي completely different with your vision عليها. رهيب. أنا يعني المسج من هون إنه I hope people do ask these questions, and I hope people do contemplate على these my purpose, my passion, what is it, بدل ما يعيشوا حياة that is robotic وخالي من هاي الأسئلة.
100%.
And I think it's very important to also be fluid and open. أنت you were very open. I think at that point يعني أنا هون بدي أسألك أنا I'm at this stage right now. How open should I be? لازم يكون يعني أنا I've been asking these questions by the way. I'm big on meditation. I'm always عندي فكرة وين بدي أروح. بس أنا هلا I left my job recently. راح أرجع على عمان. قبلها بدي أخذ بريك before my life and career jump.
Yes.
By the way, as of today's episode, أهلي بعرفوا.
No way.
Not yet. But عشان I don't want to stress them out. I don't want them to stress me out. بس الفكرة منها إنه I just want to بس break circuit breaker قبل ما أعرف what my next move is. Yes, فيها صعوبات. رح أترك دبي. A lot of logistics that I need to think of. بس خلاص, it's an impulse. إنه I need to think of what my next move should be. What's your recommendation لأي حدا زي أو أي حدا داخل على هذا الphase of transition وما عنده فكرة of what's next?
الصراحة أول إشي talk with people, إنه experiment, احكي مع ناس كتير, ask people around you whatever question you have. أنا يعني لما when I started on this path, many things I didn't know, so I was just asking people and looking what's happening around me. That's what helped BIE. We had 6 people from 67 different nationalities. Every single person is doing something يعني completely different. اللي بيشتغل بناسا كان, و someone who had a club, or he was a club owner, but he sold the club ويجي على الهاي. Just being around people who are doing different things and speaking with them, that was the first step. And then there is a spiritual part, to be honest. يعني نحن we did exercises where we did meditations, and then they asked us some questions. What comes to mind when you see yourself in 10 years? How does your day look like exactly in 5 or 10 years? How do you start your day? Who are you with? What are you doing? كل هذا الشيء, it tells you something. It's inside you, يعني it's subconscious.
You already know it. I think.
Yeah, and if you already know it, or if you have a feel that you know it, my advice is take action. That's the best. أحسن school is taking action. عشان when you take action, you learn. Okay, I do want this. I will continue on this path. نحن my journey, it changed so much, and it keeps on changing.
طبعا.
بس عشاني I'm open, like you said. I keep an open mind. I look around me. I have to be versatile and liquid.
100%.
And that's where opportunities come.
صح. وفي كمان شغله ممكن نحكي عنك اكثر انت زيد. I listened to your TED talk and we're going to talk about the topic that you talked about. بس اكثر عنك, I think انت you're someone who seems to be very open to personal development, personal growth. You talked about how you listen to a lot of TED talks. هلا كنا عم نحكي قبل ما نبلش البودكاست انك تسمع على how I built this. ختمت كل الابيسودز. How important is personal development in your life?
It's very important, and this journey helped me كتير. عشان when I started the Orenda Tribe, going into an industry that I know nothing about, the first couple of years it was only me. And in my previous work I did some, let's say, corporate sales, not B2C sales. فإنه مثلا كنت أروح على شركة, أقعد مع المانجمنت, try to sell them a product or something. Then I opened this company. The first product was a T-shirt, and I went into pop-ups. Pop-up, هاي حاطط T-shirts. I'm selling them. I'm speaking with random people. Then I had to put some T-shirts in the bag, go to Dubai, go to pop-ups. ما كنت عمري رايح دبي وقتها. Going into the refugee camps, many places. كله out of comfort zone. One thing after the other. And I realized that the personal growth when I did this was يعني كتير كبير عم بصير. And صرت شوي addicted to this. I want to keep on doing things that take me out of my comfort zone عشان الgrowth.
Yes.
Because I love this feeling. فده it's very important صراحة. And you can grow from anyone around you. أنا من التيم بتعلم كل شيء من ال customers من have an open mind to learn and to grow. And the podcasts كمان هاي الأشياء كتير بتساعد لأنه for me how I built this for example and your podcast and all the things I listen to هي lessons حدا عمل إشي وتعلم منه there's a lesson there فليش ما أسمعه بدل ما أنا أعمله أو أغلطه بعدين في inspiration كتير في كتير أشياء كل حدا عمل كل شيء بالعالم what you want is out there.
You just have to model what other people have done. This is the reason why I started this podcast صراحة, to also to get to know the person behind the accomplishment and also to understand the journey of how they got there, to prove to people إنه هدول العالم they've done something correctly. They have a certain mindset. صار في certain shifts بحياتهم. تعلموا certain lessons بحياتهم. Take it. This is gold يعني.
Yes.
If you're open to it يعني.
Yes. And another thing أنا كنت أفكر at the end of the day كلنا بني آدمين يعني.
صح.
يعني إذا okay Jeff Bezos عمل أمازون يمكن he was lucky, he was in the right place in the right time and بس هو أنت إنسان زيه يعني.
صح.
فدائما الناس بحس في fear إنه I'm not enough to do this أو أنا ما عندي هاي الكابابيلتي أو شو بتحكي لا يا زلمة خليني موظف وهيك يعني هو مش غلط تكون موظف بس إنه إذا إشي ما بيحبه قصدي. فلا believe in yourself then you grow.
100%. I think belief is the ultimate. It is what you need to have. It's the basic infrastructure صراحة for you to do things. طب I want to talk about your TED talk. Really cool topic, great theme, which is about the heart. Very underrated. It's a bit like underrated organ. We don't use it enough. And in fact, in your talk, you talk about the three hearts that we need to be active so that we can shift our lives and shift our careers. Tell us more about that theme. وشو خطر بالك انك تحكي عن this particular theme. انا بحب by the way how you manifested it. You listen to a lot of TED talks. You yourself at some point were on a TED stage talking to us. So that's cool.
Basically when they told me it's have heart قعدت أفكر بس بالjourney. What did I go through? I thought my first thought was have heart in social entrepreneurship. And I thought لا الجيرني كانت أكبر من هيك. أول إشي I had to take a risk to quit my job to follow my passion and so on. So that was the first type of heart is having the heart to take the risk. يعني بدك تقوي قلبك زي ما بيحكوا عشان تاخذ هذا الريسك. تاني heart هو passion. You have to be passionate about what you do, whatever it is. إذا مش passionate ما راح تضلك فيه. That was the second type of heart يعني that I mentioned in the talk. And the third one is having heart on the people around you, on the earth that we live in, and on yourself. And this is where purpose comes in. And if you combine purpose with passion,
done.
خلاص يعني you have the right equation. عشان passion لحاله ما بيطول. Purpose makes it bigger than us.
Yes, I always say passion is yours and purpose is for others.
Exactly.
And if you can check both, يعني you're on the right path.
Yes.
كثير حلو الفكرة. Why do you think people are so disconnected from? I'm generalizing for whoever, بس بحس كثير في disconnect from our hearts. We're often we live in a very fast-paced world, and we live in a world where we are doing things as they're told to us.
Yes.
or as systems are driving us to. شو رأيك بهذا الموضوع? Do you feel that people are generally disconnected from their hearts, and if عندك a reason why that could be?
Yeah, I agree. Actually, it's a good question. I do believe that. كتير من وراء في كتير corporates، في كتير routines، في كتير social media وهيك أشياء that want people to be disconnected. And there's also, it's one of the reasons why we're doing the mental health box, the one for adults. عشان I feel إنه ما في enough education أو especially in our part of the world على mental health and يعني مش كل حدا بيعمل meditation. And some people لما تحكي لهم عن هذا الموضوع إنه لا هذا غريب، كيف يعني أقعد مع حالي.
في ناس ما بيقدروا يسكروا عيونهم.
في ناس ما 100% and they don't believe in this. في كتير studies عم بتورجي إنه mindfulness meditation and being connected to your heart heals most diseases ونص الأمراض اللي بالعالم من وراء هذا الموضوع.
طبعا.
in our part of the region I think we need more awareness على the benefits of being connected. or how to connect. Maybe they don't know.
صح.
Maybe they don't know how to connect. Yeah. ما في guidance. Yeah, I think when people understand this, it changes everything. It's a life changer. Yeah.
They need to understand its benefits and be open to it and seek. There are thousands of ways through you can
100%
connection.
Yes.
Rahib, Zaid, thank you so much, man, for all that you shared. We're going to end the episode with my rapid fire questions. I'm going to ask you here questions.
Okay.
Whatever comes to your mind.
Yes.
Don't overthink it, a word or a phrase.
Yeah.
Rahib. So the first rapid fire question is, if you had to wake up in a different city and place to live in, خلاص هذا هو, it's your place. Where would that be? غير المحل اللي انت فيه بعمان يعني.
Definitely somewhere on an island. Definitely.
Around water.
Around water. 100%. Yes.
One thing people do not know about you.
One thing people do not know about me. I'm an open book أنا يعني.
Any guilty pleasure, any talent عندك إياها ما حد بيعرف، تغني، هوبي، إشي.
Nothing comes to mind. Everyone knows everything. أكيد ما بغني. سامع صوتي أنت يعني.
بعرفك بعد. What's your definition of success?
Happiness.
كثير حلو. Fourth question is, Zaid, in a hypothetical scenario, you had to give a speech to the whole world. Everyone's listening to you right now live, and عندك a message that you want to instill to the human race. It's a very convincing speech وكل حد راح يتأثر فيها و to some extent راح يبلشوا إنه يتعاملوا مع الموضوع اللي أنت حكيت عنه أو يعني it's gonna sink in. What would the theme of that speech be, or what would the title of that speech be?
It would be start with yourself.
Start with yourself and then sort of.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. عشان like you said, if إذا الواحد ما بيبدأ بحاله ما بيقدر يساعد أي حدا تاني أو يعمل أي شيء تاني. And it's simple. إذا أنت you're يعني in peace with yourself ومرتاح connected to your heart and everything, then everything comes خلاص زي dominoes effect.
Falls into place. Falls into place.
Yeah. Yes.
What is it that you, Zaid, you wish to accomplish one day? We can start the sentence with one day I wish, or one day I hope I can, one day I will.
I'm on the path, I think, of what I want to accomplish. But I wish to make real change using the Orenda Tribe and see the world and see things change using the Orenda Tribe.
You already are doing it, which is great. So hopefully you expand on that.
Yeah.
طب Rahib, thank you so much. Habibi Zaid, great story, great journey you've been on. A lot of takeaways. Where can people follow your work or follow the work of the Orenda Tribe if they want to check out what you guys have been up to or up to?
We're active on Instagram. It's the Orenda Tribe. Also on LinkedIn, we talk more about the partnerships on LinkedIn and on our website.
Rahib.
Plus, anyone can reach me anytime.
Zaid Souqi.
Yeah.
On LinkedIn
Yes.
and Instagram.
Yes.
Rahib. Thank you so much, Zaid.
Thank you. Thank you, Ilak.
Hope you enjoyed this episode and that you were able to pick up a thing or two that could help you on your journey of growth. If you would like to hear more conversations like these, please do subscribe on YouTube or through your preferred podcast platform. You can also follow more content and get in touch with me on Instagram at oneday.thepodcast. Till next time.